Good day. You're watching African Free Press Television. My name is Sam Adedoyin Kubi, bringing you the news today. First, the headlines. DSS accuses Wike of planning breakdown of law and order in Abuja. Politicians flock to London to celebrate Ibori. Buhari asks states to pay workers from debt service refunds. Obasanjo tells Southeast governors in Digbo to develop their zone and not wait for the federal government. UN warns against unacceptable water sanitation crisis in Lagos, and Chibok schoolgirls to celebrate Yuletide with parents. Now the news in detail. The Department of State Services (DSS) has accused the Governor of Rivers State, Mr. Nyesom Wike, of recruiting youths in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, to create mayhem in the city that would lead to a breakdown of law and order. In a statement in Abuja yesterday, spokesperson of DSS, Tony Opoyo, said the service has arrested some of the recruited youths, while the ringleader, who is, it said, was a personal aide of the President of the Senate, was on the run. Also, the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Ibrahim Idris, has appointed Deputy Commissioner of Police, Damian Okoro, to lead a 15-man panel set up to investigate the alleged audio recording of Governor Wike and other violence recording during the December 10 rerun election. Other members of the panel include intelligence, investigative, and forensic experts from the police and DSS. The panel, which has begun operations, has 30 days to work and submit its findings. Politicians, mainly from Delta State and other parts of the country, are flocking to London to rejoice with Chief James Ibori after his release from prison in the United Kingdom. The decision by many of his stalwarts to meet him in London follows news of the former Delta helmsman would not be returning to the country soon, given his plans to appeal his conviction. Friends, family, and political associates, it was learnt, have made a trip, and many others are planning to meet him in his London residence. Amongst the early callers was Senator Peter Nwaboshi, who served in different capacities under Ibori. Those who have not travelled are also speaking to him via telephone. President Mohammed Buhari has requested state governors to pay at least 25% of the refunds made to them from excess deductions for external debt service to be used to settle outstanding workers' entitlements. The president made the call as he approved the sum of 552.74 billion naira to be paid in batches to all states that are owed. However, the states are expected to receive 25% of the approved sums in the first instance before the week runs out. There are about 33 states in their bracket. A statement by the spokesperson of the president, Mr. Garba Shehu, revealed that refunds arose following the claims by the states that they had been overcharged in deductions of external debt service between 1995 and 2002. In a directive through the Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, President Buhari said that the issue of workers' benefits, particularly salary and pensions, must not be allowed to continue as a national problem and should be tackled with all the urgency that can be summoned. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo yesterday asked Ndigbo and their governors to take their destiny into their hands by developing the Southeast geographical zone instead of waiting for the government. Obasanjo said there was no need for the governors to wait for the federal government to develop the Southeast when they already had the instruments already. He also asked Igbo elders to intervene in the ongoing agitation for Biafra Republic to bring the situation under control. Obasanjo described the Igbo as unique people, saying their entrepreneurial and communal efforts were driven with the spirit of adventure. He spoke as the Deputy Senate President, Ike Ekweremadu, asked President Muhammadu Buhari to obey an earlier court order compelling the federal government to release the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB Nnamdi Kanu. Ekweremadu further lamented that the Southeast Zone was not represented at the apex level of either the military or the police. Both Obasanjo and Ekweremadu spoke yesterday at the Southeast Economic and Security Summit in Enugu. United Nations human rights expert Leo Heller on Thursday called for increased funding for water and sanitation in the 2017 budget to address the needs of 21 million residents of Lagos. Heller, UN Special Rapporteur on Human Rights to Water and Sanitation, commented on the budget after his word presented by Governor Akinwumi Ambode to the Lagos House of Assembly. UN Secretary General's office said, according to him, Lagos, Nigeria's largest city, continues to grow while access to basic services could dwindle. He stated that the government reports showed high deficits in the sector, representing clearly unacceptable conditions for millions of the megacity's residents. The special rapporteur also presented some alternative solutions to the problem of the state government to consider. His suggestions include increasing the effectiveness of the public service provider, adopting necessary financing schemes, and reducing water losses. The 21 rescued Chibok schoolgirls are to enjoy Christmas and New Year festivities with their parents. Malam Garba Shehu, the senior special assistant on media and publicity to the president, has disclosed. Shehu, who stated this on his Facebook page, said already the Department of State Security has taken the liberated girls to their respective families. He also dismissed social media reports that more Chibok schoolgirls had been rescued from their captors, saying that the girls cited in Yola were the ones rescued in October. Shehu, however, revealed that negotiations was ongoing by the DSS to secure the release of the remaining girls and other Nigerians held captive by the Boko Haram insurgents. According to him, DSS is full of optimism that the department will succeed. NEN recalls that about 276 schoolgirls were abducted by Boko Haram in 2014 while in the boarding school in Chibok town in Borno. However, about 50 had escaped in the initial days. The federal government in October successfully secured the release of 21 Chibok schoolgirls after the months of negotiation with their captors. Thanks for watching. That brings us to the end of the news. I remain Sam Adedoyin Kubuyi. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.